In Pingdong, city volunteers provide vegetarian lunchboxes to medical workers at vaccination stations. City volunteers in Malaysia provide food to residents affected by the pandemic. Welcome to the headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. City volunteers arrive at 8 vaccination stations in Pingdong County, bring vegetarian lunchboxes to medical workers working at the front line. City volunteers work together with a vegetarian restaurant to make these vegetarian lunchboxes. The medical workers also seize the occasion to express their gratitude for the volunteers.
Using aphorisms cards clipped onto vegetarian lunchboxes, and with an eco-friendly chopstick, volunteers provided these lunchboxes to medical workers.
Through the use of Tzu Chi eco-friendly chopsticks, we wanted to form a relationship with them and let them know besides vegetarianism, eco-friendliness is also important.
Volunteers prepared desserts, sports drinks, and lunchboxes from a vegetarian restaurant for medical workers. We use our little forces of power to provide vegetarian lunchboxes for people. We want to thank volunteers, medical workers, and a police force for their hard work. Pingdong Tzu Chi volunteers collaborate with the vegetarian restaurant, sending vegetarian lunchboxes to 8 vaccination points. The vegetarian lunchboxes are prepared sincerely, and to make sure that the quality was good, volunteers ask people's opinion after they finish eating. It's more than the lunchbox. You have a kind and passionate heart. I can see that. It's very impressive. You're always the first whenever there is a need. Under the tough pandemic, vegetarian lunchboxes given by volunteers have also inspired others to do good deeds.
In Hualien, there's an elderly couple who had been diagnosed with COVID-19. They have been hospitalized at Hualien City Medical Center. After more than a month of treatment, they're being discharged. Since the nurses have learned that this year marks their 50th wedding anniversary, they prepare a surprise for the couple. In response, the couple has written a card to thank the medical team. After more than a month of treatment, they finally reached the day. As the treatment is challenging, they often felt discouraged. Therefore, the medical team has arranged for the couple to stay in the same ward.
When I first told the big brother about it, he was very touched. He said, "We are very concentrate."
恩爱夫妻情无限，同贺金婚，白首永相伴。
On the day they're discharged, the nursing department has prepared a surprise for them. While caring for them, the nurses have learned that this year marks their 50th wedding anniversary. They prepare an early celebration.
Of course, we combined Eastern and Western medicine. Their symptoms quickly eased. They have fought virus successfully. I hope they will enjoy another 50 years together.
Wearing the mask, the couple is very excited and touched. Their suffering has turned to gratitude for the medical team.
In the beginning, we relied on the nurses to change diapers. This is the first time we faced the nurses while lying down, but I think they have done a good job.
The couple has contracted the virus while gathering with their family. They will continue to enjoy their lives together.
I do not blame you. You did not pass on the virus to me purposely, so feel at ease, as your wife will always support you.
In Taiwan, a father and his child have been diagnosed with COVID-19. They have been hospitalized at a dedicated ward at Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital. When the medical team learned that it's the child's birthday, they deliver a cake and gifts, hoping to cheer up the patients. The nurse has brought cake and gifts to the ward to celebrate Little Xu's birthday. Originally, his father wanted to celebrate Little Xu's birthday with his family, but the disease has caught them off guard.
This is the first time I'm celebrating my son's birthday at the hospital. I really appreciate them. I feel much happier.
For the child or his parents, they will have regrets. So through this opportunity, we help celebrate his birthday and compensate for the fact that they cannot gather with their family.
The medical team has given him story and game books so he can play with his father in the hospital ward.
During the pandemic, everyone is following restrictions. We still hope to hold the ceremony and enhance their feeling of happiness during the pandemic.
Besides safeguarding the patient's health, the medical team also provides love and care, hoping the patients in isolation wards can feel their mindfulness. Have you ever thought about the process of reporting in a COVID case? According to the Epidemic Disease Prevention Control Order, many hospitals have a unit in place to report in cases. At the peak of COVID cases, Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital has taken in the most COVID-19 patients. Team leader Zhang Mingjing talks about the strict policies enforced within a hospital.
那以今天来通报的话，今天是没有员工通报过来，系统也没有任何通报的一些救。
Endless phone calls and CDC documents, the Center for Infection Control at Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital is as busy as ever, dealing with documents of COVID-confirmed cases.
里面要有写诊断疾病、姓名、身份证号码。
Inside there are symptoms, name, ID, address, and description for illness. Then we send this to the Department of Health. They have to reply to us and the patients with legal documents, because we have to quarantine the patients.
文件，因为他是被隔离、强制隔离的。
Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital Center for Infection Control holds 6 workers, as each of them seems to have endless stamina. From going to work to leaving work, their eyes never leave the monitor. Their job requires them to manage patients' medical beds, report positive cases, and report medical bed counts. They have to report and manage all of these numbers.
检体到那边阳性了，可是
From the positive specimens we collected from patients, the process takes a lot of effort and manual labor. Not a lot of people can understand this.
耗工跟人力的一个支出的地方，大家看不到而已。
COVID-19 is a confirmed infectious disease, as patients must be reported to official units within a day. At the peak of the pandemic, Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital took in 168 COVID-19 patients, the highest of all hospitals in Taiwan. Many medical workers work until midnight and continue to answer phone calls at home. The workload increased 10 times, causing many sleepless nights.
我们在疫情期间的话，睡觉几乎1-2个。
During the pandemic, I wake up from sleep every hour. One time a person from the Department of Health contacted me and asked me why I am not tired. I told him that it's all because of passion and a sense of mission.
我觉得这是一个热忱跟使命感。
政策不变吗？政策不变吗？
政策的部分目前没有变啊，对啊，它还是一样，就是有一些单位的要求。
Being a team leader, Zhang Mingjing is always caught up on information. He often lacks sleep and food, but he jokes about getting used to it. He said that outsiders only know about frontline medical workers, never noticed the support staff behind it. This made him feel wrong.
大家都是很像阿信一样。
Everyone worked very hard, but it's hard for us to receive compliments. And even if we receive compliments, it's usually not shown to others.
不太容易被接受表扬那一块，也不太容易被人家看到。
Having a strong mentality is the key to being a medical worker. Zhang Jingmei has been in this field for over 20 years, yet when the pandemic first started, she had plenty of worries and fears.
不安就是很害怕，他说会在医院里面扩散。
I'm afraid of the virus because it will spread in the hospital. Since I'm a nurse, we must have a strong mentality and a strong will against pressure. We are facing potential infections and viruses, which might cause further infection.
Everything is hard to begin with, but after the sudden increase of workload, Zhang Jingmei missed out on opportunities to be with her family, a destiny that most medical workers face during the pandemic.
在小孩还小的时候，然后家里真的很需要。
Since I have to take care of my family and children, I thought of quitting my job, but the sense of mission kept me here. The mission to support medical workers, and moving on, I had a strong will to keep doing work.
就自己的意志力吧，就撑着就做，就一直做下来。
During the age of information, preventing COVID-19 is better with time and speed to acquire information. With the super team supporting medical workers, every step to prevent COVID has become firmer. When COVID patients in the dedicated wards need to have X-ray films taken, radiologists will push the machine to the ward to take X-rays. On average, it takes 15 minutes to take an X-ray film, which is 4 to 5 times the time it takes to serve a regular patient. Let's take a look at how radiologists help the medical team. Taking X-rays can present a patient's lung condition. During the pandemic, it is an important indicator for doctors to diagnose the patient's conditions. Radiologists provide services in the ward.
From May 17th till July 6th, we have taken 1,235 X-ray films. This workload is much higher than our workload in the past. Radiologists serving COVID patients have been separated. We wrap the machine head, as this area is the closest to the patients.
Huang Shenyang has been a radiologist for 5 years. This month, he's responsible for serving COVID patients. He has to take precautions before carrying out his mission. Serving a COVID patient takes 4 to 5 times more time than serving regular patients.
After we take an X-ray film of a patient, we need to change our protective gear. We also have to cover the film and machine with protective covers. We need to change those items. It takes about 12 to 15 minutes, while it takes about 3 minutes to serve a regular patient.
Radiologists use their professionalism to take clear images of the COVID patients' bodies so the medical team can better fight the virus. In Malaysia, COVID-19 infections have appeared at a rental area in Kuala Lumpur. As a result, the government has forbidden the residents to go out. As the residents cannot buy food and daily supplies, Welfare Bureau has provided them with the supplies. However, since the number of people being affected is large, Welfare Bureau has sought help from Tzu Chi to provide food to these residents. As no vehicles are allowed, delivery men can only deliver food at designated areas. COVID-19 infections have appeared at a rental area in Kuala Lumpur. Therefore, the police has restrained residents from going out. Their daily supplies are provided by Welfare Bureau.
Most of the residents here earn daily wages. If they cannot go out, they cannot work, and there is no income. These supplies can help them sustain their living.
Since many residents are being affected, Welfare Bureau has sought help from city volunteers.
Among the lockdown areas, 8 places face shortage of food. Therefore, Welfare Bureau has sought help from Tzu Chi. They hope Tzu Chi can help the 8 areas and provide them with daily supplies, especially food. They hope we can provide a week worth of food.
The city has mobilized community volunteers and prepared 11 supplies, including oil, salt, and rice noodles.
Originally, we planned to find 30 volunteers, but the response has been very good. Currently, more than 50 volunteers have come. To ensure the safety of volunteers, they must have received vaccination shots.
I worry about things sitting at home, so I have come to volunteer. This way, I won't think about negative things.
We need a very short time. We need just 7-8 hours. I think we managed to actually pack the 2,450 bags and deliver to Tzu Chi, and that is unbelievable. Even JKM themselves are very impressed what Tzu Chi have done so far. Right?
Upon learning about the difficulties many families face, city volunteers deliver food and supplies to them, helping them get through the tough times. Time management is an art, as will bring fulfillment and meaning to one's life. Living in Selangor, Ko Ying followed her sister since youth in Tzu Chi's children courses, forming a relationship with Tzu Chi. Besides her time dedicated to studying and working, she also spent extra time on Tzu Chi activities, fulfilling her everyday schedule.
24-year-old Gao Yiying has been participating in Tzu Chi activities since youth, from children classes, Tzu Chi activities, to a Tzu Chi club in college. She eagerly contributes while managing her time.
If I'm really busy for about 4 hours, if I have this 4-hour block, then I use it for resting. This is when I'm busy for the entire day. I'll never think about the details in a day, like what time to do what thing. I'll split my time into days in a week. For example, activities on a Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'll then use the remaining time for studying.
Who is next?
After graduating from college, Gao Yiying works part-time at a kindergarten as she continued to help Tzu Chi friends.
At the moment, I felt tired participating in Tzu Chi activities, but I'm also happy because not only am I helping myself, I'm also helping others. Knowing that I'm taking on responsibility, I know that some time must be used to fulfill my goals.
A busy schedule has reduced Gao Yiying's time with her family. Her parents supported her wholeheartedly since they know that their daughter is doing something meaningful.
Every time when there is an event, he will tell me, "Mom, is it this Saturday or Sunday? Do I have school activities or teaching activities?" I will reply to her as I got used to this.
I think that communication is important. At least we have to let them know what we're doing outside. Thus, they won't worry but support us.
Living a fulfilling life, though Gao Yiying's body is tired, her mind is calm and joyful.
Sometimes my body is tired, but if my body is tired, I'll treat myself by getting enough sleep. If your mind is tired, you might want to think about what causes it. Then treat yourself based on your observation. This will help you in the long run.
24 hours in a day, with proper utilization, we may use time to deepen our values and further enhance our life.
Since May 2020, Singapore Tzu Chi launched a Mentoring with Love program to help the children of the care recipient families with online tutoring. Now the third season has come to an end. Due to the pandemic, Tzu Chi hosted a Thanksgiving ceremony online.
Hello. We have a small gift for both of you.
The third season of the Mentoring with Love program has come to an end. Singapore Tzu Chi organized a Thanksgiving ceremony online so as to comply with the ongoing pandemic restrictions. Before the event, Tzu Chis have prepared small gifts packages and delivered them door to door to the children of the care recipients.
In this fun pack, we have a reusable tableware, Jinsi Coca flavor instant mix, and the materials that will be used on the 7th day. So we just wanted to make something for the kids to let them feel our love and warmth.
Did anybody have a fun pack with you? Can you show it to me?
During the online Thanksgiving ceremony, 17 children and 35 Tzu Chis met each other happily. Besides making handicrafts together, the children also expressed their gratitude for the companionship of Tzu Chis through singing.
天上的星星，一眨一眨亮晶晶。我许下的愿望，就像一颗水晶。
The pandemic situation has been fluctuating last year, so primary and secondary school students had to do online learning at home for some time. Alicia, who has a shy personality, participated in an online mentoring program for nearly a year. Not only has she made improvements in her grades, she also developed a good relationship with Tzu Chi.
I colored this card for you and wrote something for both of you.
Wow, so sweet.
I feel much more confident in my studies, and I can see more improvement in my mathematics and English. I hope I can see my mentors again, and maybe like we can meet each other again. Yeah, and I miss them.
Thank you for being my mentee.
Although they were separated physically, their hearts were linked together. Sending gratitude and blessings to each other, everyone looked forward to seeing each other in person soon.
It is not easy to change personal eating habits, but Tzu Chi volunteers are not afraid of difficulties. They step up their efforts to promote vegetarianism during the 2020 pandemic. Tzu Chi volunteers in Singapore have established promotion groups in various communities.
因为我是素食者，我会不会是在朋友之中很另类的那一个？
劝善容易，劝素难。
很好，好吃啊！这个素是很好吃的。
安哥，有吃鸡无？爱出来吃鸡无？
上人每天都在讲非素不可，他轻轻的一句话，我们要很重重的听了。
时间不等人了，我们要再加强一些啦，让他们更了解为什么要茹素。
因为如果我们不分享，可能很多人都不知道。
都在推广素食的话，我相信对这个社会会改变得很大。
对的事做就对了。
As the pandemic rages and great effort in education requires a vigilant awakening, Tzu Chi volunteers are no longer just low-key in their vegetarianism as they actively promote it now. Since 2020, Tzu Chi Singapore has set up promotion groups in various communities to find different ways to persuade people to become vegetarians. Vegetarian Kitchen is one of them, inviting neighbors to learn vegetarian cooking at home.
To turn people into vegetarian, one needs to have skills. In fact, the process of cooking is a kind of fun. If you treat it as an interest, you can also broaden awareness for all sentient beings. I think this is a good way to save others.
It depends on one's personal preference. Some people like sour, some people like sweet. It depends on what you finally like, as you can put in seasoning.
Listening and watching the demonstration and taking photos of the ingredients allows one to cook these dishes by himself. Vegetarian cooking is actually simple to get started.
Because they can practice cooking on site, they can develop the interest with other participants, and they can bring it home to influence the whole family to go vegetarian together.
Whether it is a tasty dish or a dish that has just been learned, the main goal is to exchange cooking skills with each other. Vegetarian Kitchen has accumulated more than 50 shows so far. Since May, due to the heat of the epidemic prevention measures have been tightened, and this kitchen course has been switched to online, so people can learn to cook vegetarian cuisine through the camera lens.
In Kunshan of Jiangsu Province, Tzu Chi Recycling Ground has been established for 8 years. Tzu Chi volunteers redecorated the recycling exhibition halls. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.